Form is temporary, class is permanent. Every 4 years, the biggest football tournament on the planet returns. This time, the FIFA World Cup kicks off with a historic expansion to 48 national teams, hosted jointly for the very first time by the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Hello everyone, I'm Juffy. Welcome to the very first video on this channel. I really hope you'll enjoy the content, and if you do, don't forget to follow and support the channel. Thank you. All right, the round of 16 is finally over, and now we're officially down to the last 8 teams. Honestly, looking at this quarterfinal lineup, it's a pretty interesting mix. Some teams are exactly where everyone expected them to be. Others, not so much. Let's start with France. When you talk about France, you have to talk about the Ninja Turtle himself, Kylian Mbappé. The man has already scored 8 goals and provided 3 assists in just 6 matches. At this point, defenders probably check under their beds before going to sleep, just in case Mbappé is hiding there. Last World Cup, France made it all the way to the final, but then they ran into football's main character, Lionel Messi. Yeah, when it's Messi's Anamark, there's really not much you can do. This year, though, France look just as scary. They've got world-class players in every position and plenty of experience. Most importantly, they don't panic when the pressure gets high. They know exactly what it takes to win big tournaments. Then there's Morocco. Well, Morocco are very Morocco. Compared to France, they don't have that one superstar everyone talks about. They don't dominate the headlines either, but they've worked incredibly hard to get here. And you don't reach a World Cup quarterfinal by accident. They're organized, disciplined, and unbelievably difficult to play against. The only bad news? After fighting all the way to the last 8, their reward was France. Yeah, whoever made that schedule definitely wasn't trying to help them. On the other side, Spain continued to prove that passing the ball 700 times per game might actually work. Belgium are still trying to convince the world that the golden generation isn't over just yet. England. Well, England are England. Every tournament starts with, "It's coming home." Whether it actually comes home, that's a completely different conversation. Norway have officially arrived at the big table, led by Erling Haaland, who's built like he was created in a football laboratory. Argentina are once again carrying the expectations of an entire nation. And finally, Switzerland. Somehow, every major tournament, they quietly show up. They make life miserable for a bigger team, refuse to explain themselves, and then leave. So that's our final 8. Some are chasing history, some are chasing redemption, and some are simply trying to prove they belong. First, France and Morocco. France are back in another World Cup semifinal. But this wasn't just another 2-0 victory. It was a masterclass in patience, tactical discipline, and individual brilliance. Didier Deschamps kept faith with his attacking for 2-3-1 system, featuring Mbappé, Dembele, Michael Olise, and Desire Doué behind the front line. Instead of forcing attacks through the middle, France constantly stretched Morocco by switching play from one wing to the other. Morocco, meanwhile, defended in a compact low block and relied on quick transitions through Achraf Hakimi and Brahim Diaz. Their defensive shape frustrated France for almost an hour. The first major turning point actually came before any goal. Mbappé earned a penalty after beating Noussair Mazraoui inside the box. But Yassine Bounou produced a huge save to keep Morocco alive. Earlier, he had also denied Dayot Upamecano with a brilliant close-range stop. Eventually, Morocco's resistance was broken in the 60th minute. After France won the ball high up the pitch, Desire Doué found Mbappé, who curled a stunning shot into the top corner for his 8th goal of the tournament. Just 6 minutes later, Mbappé turned creator. His intelligent movement dragged defenders away before laying the ball into Ousmane Dembele's path, allowing the winger to finish from outside the box and double France's lead. Next up was Spain against Belgium, arguably one of the closest and most entertaining quarterfinals of the tournament. Spain stayed true to their possession-based philosophy, while Belgium willingly gave up the ball, defended in a compact shape, and waited for counter-attacking opportunities. That disciplined approach forced Spain to stay patient rather than create chance after chance. The deadlock was finally broken in the 30th minute when Fabian Ruiz reacted quickest to a rebound after Thibaut Courtois had saved Dani Olmo's shot. Belgium responded brilliantly in the 41st minute as Charles de Ketelaere powered home a header from Timothy Castaign's pinpoint cross to level the match before halftime. Courtois was outstanding throughout the match, making several crucial saves before suffering a thigh injury in the 71st minute. His replacement, Sen Lammens, was thrown straight into the spotlight. Then came the decisive moment in the 88th minute. Pau Cubarsi's long-range effort slipped through Lammens' hands, and Mikel Merino reacted first to smash home the rebound, sealing a dramatic 2-1 victory and sending Spain into the World Cup semifinals. The third quarterfinal featured England against Norway, a clash many fans had been waiting for. On one side was Erling Haaland, proving once again why he's one of the most feared strikers in world football. On the other was Jude Bellingham, driving England forward with endless energy. Norway struck first in the 36th minute when Andreas Schjelderup's powerful cross shot crashed in off the far post, leaving Jordan Pickford with absolutely no chance. Then came the biggest controversy of the match. Moments before England's equalizer, Norway claimed a long goal kick had touched an overhead camera cable, changing the ball's direction. According to the laws of the game, play should be stopped if the ball hits an outside object. However, FIFA later stated that the connected ball technology detected no contact, so the goal was allowed to stand. The drama didn't stop there. Haaland was left frustrated after being ignored in a clear scoring position, and Norway also had a goal ruled out for a foul earlier in the build-up, leaving their players furious. The match eventually went into extra time, where Jude Bellingham completed his brace to seal a 2-1 victory and send England into the World Cup semifinals. Finally, we have the defending champions of the 2022 FIFA World Cup, Argentina, led by Lionel Messi. Before facing Switzerland, Argentina had already been at the center of major controversy after their match against Egypt. The Egyptians claimed they were unfairly treated by the referees through several controversial decisions throughout the tournament. Back to the match, Switzerland proved to be incredibly resilient. They maintained excellent defensive shape, pressed aggressively, and constantly threatened Argentina with dangerous set pieces and quick counterattacks. Argentina took the lead in the 10th minute when Alexis Mac Allister headed home from one of Messi's corners. Switzerland refused to give up, and Dan Doy equalized in the 67th minute after a lightning-fast counterattack. Just 5 minutes later came a theatrical moment in the middle of the pitch. Breel Embolo got a second yellow card for diving, leaving Switzerland shorthanded. Even with the extra man, Argentina still couldn't finish the job in normal time. The two teams battled into extra time before Julian Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez finally found the net, sealing a 3-1 victory for Argentina. And here's a funny fact. Before facing Argentina, Switzerland's head coach had reportedly trained his players to play with only 10 men. And in the end, they actually had to do exactly that. And that's a wrap on the World Cup quarterfinals. The journey is far from over, so stay tuned for the exciting battles ahead.